Wisdom, the final frontier to true knowledge. Welcome to Wisdom Trek, where our mission is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Hello, my friend. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your captain on our journey to increase wisdom and create a living legacy. Thank you for joining us today as we explore wisdom on our second millennium of podcast. This is day 1158 of our trek, and it is time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. As we continue on this trek that we call life, sometimes we have questions about life. So our Friday's trek is a time where we can ask Gramps. Gramps will answer questions that you would like to ask your dad or granddad, but for whatever reason, this is not possible. No matter how old we are, I know that all of us would like the opportunity to ask Dad or Gramps questions about life in many areas. We will mix it up a bit on our Friday episodes, but we'll strive to keep them down to earth and enjoyable. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Gramps, please email them to guthrie@wisdom-trek.com. So our question for this week is, Hey Gramps, I desire to be a patient and kind person, but there are times where it seems like my anger gets the best of me, and I lash out only to feel defeated afterwards. Do you have any wisdom to help me control my anger? So today's lesson will be, move away from anger. I believe that all of us have an issue with anger. There may be times and seasons where it is harder to control, but it is still possible to live a life where we control our anger or direct our anger in a constructive and beneficial direction. Some people don't seem to get angry on the surface, but underneath a calm demeanor is a boiling cauldron of rage that is likely to explode. Others become very passive-aggressive with their anger, which can be just as destructive to those who are on the receiving end of it. There was a man who tried to defend his bad temper by saying, "I explode and then it's over with." It may be to that person, but just like a volcano, that man does not understand or realize that his anger leaves a path of carnage behind. As Aristotle once wrote, anyone can get angry, but to do it to the right person, to the right extent, at the right time, with the right motive, and in the right way, that is not for everyone, nor is it easy. And I would say that is very true. Few people can fill all those categories. The Apostle Paul teaches us in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 26 and 27, and don't sin by letting your anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. God does permit us to be angry on certain occasions. In other words, it is not always sinful to experience or even display anger. But in the same verse, Paul warns us not to let our anger lead us to sin. Anger can be so destructive because actions that are taken and words spoken in anger cannot be taken back, nor can the damage be easily repaired. Anger gives a foothold to the devil in our lives that, if allowed to continue, will destroy us and those who we become angry with. We need to allow God's Holy Spirit, who resides within us, to warn us when our anger becomes sinful so that we can avoid those situations. This is usually more obvious to others than it may be even to ourselves. We may need to allow those close to us to help us with this. Bursts of anger resulting in rage, lack of control, and a desire to hurt another person, and profanity are not righteous anger. Far from it. So how can we be angry without sinning? In addition to praying for God's help, there are some things that we need to keep in mind. First, when you feel anger welling up within us, we need to focus on the problem and not the person. Second, we should reprove the situation without rejecting the person. And third, we should avoid using exaggerated statements like always and never. Anger is a normal emotion, but we are fully responsible for how we handle it. We need the Spirit's gift of self-control to help us to deal with our anger. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 11 tells us, "Fools vent their anger, but the wise quietly hold it back." And that's a wrap for today's lesson. Join us again next Friday for another question on our Ask Gramps episode. Our next trek will be Meditation Monday, where we will help you to reflect on what is most important in life. So encourage your friends and family to join us, and then come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past 1,157 daily treks or read their associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. And I encourage you to subscribe to Wisdom Trek on your favorite podcast player so that each day will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward. Enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.